Video diary, day 2. It's my new theme song. I just made it up off the top of my noggin. All right. Day 2. What is in my space today? So much to say. Boom, boom. I have to work again tonight. I'm looking forward to it, actually. I had a really good night last night. Actually, I know exactly what I want to talk about today on my today's edition of Kylie's diary entry is dream interpretation, dream diary. Where to begin? All right. So here's something that really has been in my world the last few days, all up in my business, and that my dreams, from last night, really tie in to this. Okay, I'll just start with my dreams, and it'll naturally flow into whatever it is I'm trying to say. Last night I had 2 dreams. One you could possibly, at least 2 dreams I remember. One you could possibly call I almost said repeat offender, a recurring dream. And I know which one I want to start with. Okay. There's so much going on in my brain right now. There's so much happening. In a good way. In an exciting way. There are ideas, there are revelations, there's just all this shit swirling around, and I'm just kind of going, like, I'm trying to go like this. What am I trying to say? And I'm just now having my coffee. So, waking up as I speak this. Okay, so yeah, I had a dream last night. Every time I start to talk about my dreams, I think of Mr. Cheezle from Grandma's Boy. And if you have seen that movie, holla, so good, so funny. Last night I dreamt I was a dove, flying over the ocean. And I dove into the ocean. And I swam with the dolphins. And then I think he says something like, how did he do it? I was 2 animals as one. Which means good things are coming. Good things. So I'm channeling Mr. Cheezle. Anyway, no, last night I did dream I was on a river that was basically it was a roller coaster river. Just let that sink in a little bit. It was a roller coaster river. I was in a canoe with someone. I don't remember who. It was a woman. It was a female presence. I was surrounded by women and only women. I don't remember seeing any men on this crazy ass roller coaster river. But I do feel like I was in a canoe with but I wasn't in the back. I was in the front. And I wasn't steering it was like a giant water slide basically, but it was in nature. So it wasn't actually a slide. So it was like a roller coaster river. Rapids and just shoo, shoo. And I at one point remember everything was fine until it wasn't anymore. So we were just coasting along, I think. Very tranquil and peaceful. And then suddenly it was like, and joie, and like, there I went. And I remember in the dream, you know, being fucking terrified, of course. And then, but just seeing what was happening below, seeing just all this fucking shit that I was about to be all up in. I remember in my dream just being like, well, guess I'll just hold on. Like, here I go. And where in other dreams, like other dreams I've had where I've either been falling, I'll get into that in a second because I don't want to lose my train of thought. I'll try to remember to get into that in a second. But in this dream, like I said, I noticed just this drop off and all these twists and turns and rapids, and everybody's screaming, but not like terrified. They were screaming like, yeah. And I was like, no, at first. But when I saw what was in front of me, I knew that bottoming out feeling was coming, you know, that you get on a roller coaster or on a little hill on one of the back roads when you're driving along 60 miles an hour on a back road, and you hit a little whoop and you go, ooh, and your stomach just, you know. I felt that very much so in my dream. And I was anticipating that feeling, and so I was just like, okay, well, here it comes. I've felt this before. Let's do this. And for the first time ever in a dream like this, where I'm so scared that I'm like, I can't handle this. This is the first dream I've ever had where I was like, yeah, I can handle this. There might have been a little bit of lucidity, like maybe on some level I knew it was a dream. I don't know. I kind of doubt it though. And I don't think it matters at this moment, but I just, at one point, I just grabbed the canoe and just laid back and looked up and let it fucking happen. I was like, because I noticed there were thoughts like, I could die. This could kill me. I could break my leg again. I had all the thoughts like, this is not okay. But then I was like, I'm in the middle of this giant river that's doing this, going down. What choice do I have? So I just grabbed the sides of the canoe and just like tried to enjoy it. Just looked up and was like, this is happening. And I remember looking back down again and seeing a big old whoop, like a big old wave that was going to take me into the next. And I almost feel like I was like, I did have a moment of like, yeah, this is fun. It was small and it was short-lived, but I kind of had a glimpse of like, this is the ride. And so that was one significant dream I had last night. And of course I looked that shit up. I consulted the Googles. I asked the Googles, what I do is go to dreammoods.com and look up the keywords. Because the thing about dream interpretation, in my opinion and in my experience, is that it's a lot of people try to interpret their dreams kind of literally. You know, people in them, they kind of try to take their dreams and make it fit into reality somehow. Like putting a square peg in a round hole, sort of. To make it make sense logically. But dream interpretation for me has been all about symbolism and what I am feeling in the dream. I just pay attention to how the dream made me feel, and I use that as context against what happened in the dream to help me interpret what the hell my subconscious is trying to tell me. Because that's what dreams are. Sleeping is a form of meditation. It's just super deep. You know, you're not conscious while you're meditating. So you don't get to retain most of what processes when you sleep. But dreams are a way to try to grab some of that information. Again, in my opinion. And so that was one of my dreams. But yeah, I looked up roller coaster, I looked up river, and I can't remember off the top of my head. River, basically, to see a turbulent river indicates, life's ups and downs, but alternatively could mean that you're ready for life's challenges. And so, like I said, And a lot of times when I look this stuff up, I look this stuff up after I really think about my dream and just focus on how it made me feel and kind of relive it as much as I can so that I have a feel for what my dream was for me. Then when I look up the keywords on dreammoods.com or in a dream dictionary or whatever, it usually clicks right into place how to interpret the dream for for my life and my circumstances. And so, yeah, I looked up river, and like I said, to see a turbulent river, it could mean that you're ready for life's challenges. And in this dream, I was like, fuck it. Here we go. Doing it. I'm ready. I'm holding on. Whoa. Mind blown, right? Okay, so there's that. And then, but the other dream, the one I really wanted to talk about, is, like I said, it could sort of be a recurring dream. It's like the third or fourth time I've had this kind of dream where in it, I have found the one. I have found it. Whatever I've always believed that to mean, I guess. Like the movie version of the one. I have found the fireworks, violins, magical love that we all dream of or whatever. This intense just knowing that this is the love. Capital T, capital L. And this is like the third or fourth dream I've had where like, and this man in my dream that I'm just am so in love with is usually faceless. He rarely even has a face. And if he does, it might resemble all kinds of like faces from my past, or it could. I don't really pay attention to the face because in my dream the way I feel with this person isn't attached to anybody in my external existence, or at least it doesn't seem to matter to me who it is. And the thing that makes this dream interesting for me is that I have two kinds of romantic dreams. This is like I said, like the third or fourth time I've had this kind of romantic dream where it's like that love, man. The other kind is when I have a really warm and fuzzy and yummy dream about somebody I know in real life, and we're together and it's magical. I have dreams like that every once in a while. Who doesn't? Sex dreams, whatever. And I've gotten, of course I went through a point in my life where I would have a dream like that about somebody and then assume that meant that I was in love with them or that I was attracted to them or whatever, until I learned about dream interpretation and realized that sex rarely means sex in dreams, just like murder doesn't ever mean that you're killing somebody or that you've ever killed somebody or whatever. So like now when I have these kind of romantic dreams about people I know, or sex dreams or whatever, I used to wake up and be depressed after dreams like that, because I would wake up and be like, oh man, I dreamt I was in this amazing, loving relationship with this person, and it was so cool, and this person exists in real life. So it's almost like a post-Avatar depression. I don't know if anybody experienced post-Avatar depression. I did. When I went to see Avatar, I was depressed for like 3 days because we live on Earth and not on Pandora, and we're such assholes. And anyway, so I would have these kind of post-romantic dream depression days where I would have this amazing dream that this person that really exists in real life and is close to me in some way and me shared this magical connection in this dream, and then I wake up and it's not real, and that depresses me, or used to depress me. These dreams that I've been having where it's a faceless man and it's like, it's just the most powerful love I've ever felt in my entire life, I wake up feeling completely warm and fuzzy still, and just like, oh my God, that was so incredible. Like, wow, I can't believe I experienced, that. It's like this gratitude. No, like, oh man, that was just a dream. Like, I don't have any of those feelings afterwards. And so there's no way for me to really interpret a dream like that other than to go within and meditate on it. And so what I've been doing lately, I've been talking about meditation in my videos a little bit. But I've been trying to do something new with meditation and try something out that this guy Kyle Cease that I follow does. And his friend calls it RPM. Rise, pee, meditate, which basically just means wake up, go pee, and then meditate right away. Because most of us wake up and grab our phones and get on Facebook. And like immediately, we wake up, we reach for the phone, we start scrolling. And so we are just plugging right back into the bullshit programming, that we're trying to escape, that I'm trying to escape, just by picking up the phone and starting to compare myself to others the second I open my eyes. And so Kyle Cease's point is like, get up, go pee, and then get right connected to yourself first. So that, sure, check Facebook later if you want, but you're not going to get sucked into the bullshit because you've already connected to yourself on a deeper level that day. So I've been trying to play with that. It's been a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Who knows why, and it doesn't really matter, but it's been challenging for many reasons, and I'm trying to figure it out. But one thing that I think it's helped me remember my dreams and help me interpret them a little bit better, just because I'm spending time with myself and I'm listening to my heart. And so, especially if I'm waking up first thing and meditating, then the dreams are fresh. And so I can just kind of feel all of it through and let the answers show up as they will. And so I had this dream and then I meditated. And as I meditated on the dream, it was just what I realized was that that dream was basically a way of witnessing me connecting to my true self and the love that already exists right here that I've been seeking externally my entire life. I've been seeking I've been seeking to fill this hole inside me my entire life externally. I've been trying to fill it externally with love, distraction, addiction, whatever. And I feel like these recurring dreams are just encounters with that love that already is within each and every one of us. We are love. We are infinite magic. We are made up of the stars. We have such crazy power. I know I do. It fucking terrifies me, and I love that. But this love that I've never experienced in my waking life, that I'm experiencing in my dreams, I know that's just me falling in love with myself. Me just like swimming in that love that already exists right here till my fingers get all pruny. And that's, so when I wake up, I'm not depressed because I'm like, oh my God, that's already here. What I'm trying to do now is practice connecting with it in my waking existence. And so the importance to me about noticing how I feel in my dreams is because how I feel in my dreams is how I fucking feel. It's the shit. It's the same thing with you, I believe. What we're experiencing in our dreams is what we're not allowing ourselves to experience in our waking lives because it's too hard or it's too painful or it's too scary or whatever. And so that shit is going to process one way or another, and it's going to, whether you choose to listen or not is up to you. And so, yeah, like I just have noticed that, practicing feeling what I'm feeling in these dreams while I'm awake is helping me and not only interpret my dreams that much more efficiently and clearly as far as I'm concerned, but also understand what the fuck is going on in here and in here. Because during my waking life, I feel like I'm constantly battling my old stories. I'm constantly bombarded with, I'm just triggered constantly. Everything triggers me. And so I'm trying to figure out, like, what's mine? Why is that triggering me, but what Yeah, why is that triggering me? What does this do? So I'm trying to figure it all out, and me being an obsessive overanalyzer, I have to constantly remind myself, put this down. Put it down, Kylie. Put it down. Don't pick that back up. I'm constantly like, let this go. Like, the answer, you don't have to have the answers to everything right now. There's such bliss in not knowing what's around the corner. Very freeing when you let yourself think about that. But, so yeah, like, in my waking life, I feel like I'm constantly battling the triggers and the old stories and trying to kind of untangle it all and unpack it all and unload it all. All the while in my dreams, it's kind of happening naturally and effortlessly and peacefully. It's not a battle, So, today during meditation, I really just kind of realized, ooh, it is all going to figure itself out. There's nothing I need to do but pay attention and love whatever comes up. Just love it, because it's there for a reason. Damn, that was good. Damn, I'm so glad I recorded all of that. All right, this is 20 minutes. That's where I want to cut it off. Thanks again to everybody who gives a shit about what I'm saying. I love you all, and happy Friday. Have a great weekend. I'll be back tomorrow.